His shirt literally was lifted like this, and I was like,
His collarbone.
just fix your shirt. And he goes like this, and it doesn't move. And he's like, look good. And I was like, that's great. Oh shit.
He trains fucking hard.
Is he shredded?
He's pretty fucking shredded.
I would have been ripping at his shirt. I'd be like, take that off. I just want to see it. No homo. I just need to see it. Can you confirm the ghost house?
The ghost house was pretty intense.
Oh.
We've had someone call our name, thought that it was a man in the house, and there was no one there.
Got
In the
shivers.
house. I heard my name as clear as day, and I thought maybe Zach was home from school, but he wasn't there. I thought maybe your dad was home. He wasn't. There was one time little kids' handprints were on
What the
mirror.
fuck?
We were all playing games, and someone said, "Do you see that on the mirror?" And it looked like as if a little toddler was standing with their hands on the mirror. You could see the handprint.
Holy
Full
bitch.
handprint.
Yeah.
I would take a baseball
Perfect
bat and
little
start
girl
swinging.
or, like, little kid.
I would start swinging. Dude, these cop
Not that
girls
big
on
a
the
deal.
back of a cop truck, they're chicks, dude. Most of the cops on there are chicks. Bro,
Fucking babes, dude.
bro, not gonna lie, they
Mexican
were
women just coming up. What's up?
they're holding these ARs, they're rockets. I'm like, shit, here it is and everything.
Yo,
Evening, officer.
rocking there.
Lance has the worst selective hearing,
No.
even when I compare it to my dad's.
Yeah, but like selective
you're an old
hearing,
man.
but like it's not even
Not
selective
caring.
hearing. It's more like deselective hearing.
It's literally not caring.
Yeah, he's unselecting what he wants. He doesn't want.
Lance's ADHD has gotten so much better from when we first met him, but now his ADHD goes to just what he hears, what he wants to hear.
It's crazy too, because I used to feel like I observed too much and overanalyzed everything everyone said, and then it went to this like extreme shift of just like I have such a bad habit where someone will just be telling me something and I'll hear a word at the end and I'm like, yeah,
Well,
and then they'll look at me and be like, what'd I say? And I'll be
Yeah.
like, ah, shit.
Well, it only took me fucking 2 years for me to tell you how Nolvadex was supposed to be used.
That's
Because I
true.
said it 20 fucking times.
It's really easy to see in person. It's hard to tell on the phone when you're not listening, but in person,
I can mask it better.
see
I know.
Yeah. And then
I've
on
gotten better. I've gotten
and
better.
No, you've gotten so much better.
And then on the
Better.
phone, I'll be like, yeah, and I'll tell a whole story, and then you'll be like, oh, yeah, anyway. And then you'll just start going into a different topic, and I'm like, he didn't listen to a fucking thing I just said.
Or you'll like tell him
10-minute
something,
rant.
and then maybe like the next day you'll bring something up again similar to that, and he's like, "Oh yeah, how was that by the way?" I'm like, "Bro, I just told you yesterday."
Let's kill him.
It's worse. Video games are the worst.
Let's kill him.
It's time to
If
die.
video games start time is 8, we'll start our first round around 9:30, 9:45. Like,
Bro.
I did good yesterday.
Between listen, because I'm
you had
I'm
dinner.
keeping you on time too. Fucking-
We convinced you to play yet another game.
Yeah, but honestly,
We got it.
were,
One
we
more.
Were,
It's
we were
always-
Oh,
winning
yeah.
it, though.
Oh,
We
yeah.
won that night.
we were
Yeah.
so close. We gotta
We
win.
weren't out of the top 3.
Yeah, the whole night.
You're right, dude.
We were not out of the top 3.
Yeah, we did get one. We got first on one, which was sick.
Yeah. That was the first time. The
When
first
you
game
get down
too.
to the top 10, my hands always start shaking a little bit.
Oh, for
They
sure.
start sweating a little
No,
bit.
yeah, so you
usually
did
I
clutch up that game.
Usually I lock in a little better at that point. It's
Yeah.
usually midway through when it gets a little hot at some point, and I have like 15 straight
Yeah.
kills, and
I
I'm
can tell the urgency
and then I'll just
in
be
the
like,
voice. Yeah.
okay,
In
we-
everyone's voice, we can tell how urgent
Yeah.
the situation is.
yeah, yeah.
And when
so
we're in
true.
that like last like 10 people, then that's when everyone's like a little crackly in the voice. We're like,
Yeah.
all right, guys,
Well,
real good.
it's just so nerve wracking because we just go through like building
Half
to building
hour,
as the
yeah.
strategy, and then
It does take
all
a
of a
long
sudden it just goes minute 30, and you realize the last section is up on an open hill or a
Yeah.
field every time.
Yeah, we had
So
some
you're just like,
bad
well,
last
I guess
circles.
let's just pray we're in a good position to try to get the high ground.
Those
the
last
game
circles were the worst I've ever seen.
Hell,
The game
we've got an
where-
open field every time.
Yeah.
where we got
I kinda
second
like
place
open
because
field.
you and I were the last ones.
Yeah.
And then I fucking died, and then you died after because you were saving Devo, I think. The only cover on that hill was a truck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It fucking blew.
And they were in the truck, and I
Yeah.
was like, "Oh my god, we have a little hole."
Oh no,
to
that's
shoot
the game
through.
we won because you were laying
That's the game
down.
we won.
Yeah.
That's right. That's
Because you
right.
chased, I chased him to the right. He got me, and then you chased him back around, and then Lance waited for him to come around the front of the truck because he
Yep.
thought there was one more guy, and then just peppered him. I was
Yeah.
like, "Yeah,
Dude.
When
yeah.
you died, I thought he was already dead, so I was viewing you, and I watched you get dropped, and I was like,
I've
had
changed,
one more-
I've
I had one
changed
more
my
shot.
strategy.
I was like second place, and then all of a sudden the camera went zoom to you, and I was like, he's in the field.
Yeah.
You were just laid with the LMG, and
Yeah.
I was like, he's gonna pepper him.
That was lit.
Well, you guys, I like changed my strategy because like he went straight up, you went a little to the left, and like you guys were all in this kind of like arrow position, but like aligned with each other.
Yeah.
And I heard all the gunfire from over there, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna go loop around back just so they don't get picked off by anyone, just off like off chance. And then all of a sudden, like, everyone went down. And then I was like, where the hell is this guy? Because I killed someone and I didn't realize he was laying right next to the dead body. He stood up and I was just like, my brain just went like, it was like that music was like, like I was just like, oh god, like I was so fucking excited because I was like,
we're just laying there bleeding.
well, because he started shooting forward and he jumped ahead, so I'm like, he has no idea where he's getting picked off right now. Like if he would have turned to me, I'd have been like, oh fuck,
that might have been different, but he was away from me.
But I was so far away, and that's the nice thing. I love getting the LMG from like a distance because you've got 100 shots you can pepper.
And if you can lay down with it, it's so accurate.
Control that recoil, dude.
It's got
you're
great
fucking
distance.
set.
It's an awesome fucking weapon to have.
The worst one to spray and pray, but fuck, you can be on.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, and like I don't know, it's like I always get worried about the slow reload, but I always forget. Like I can't remember. Like, do you go in there with like perks or not? Because every time I've reloaded it, it's super fast.
No, you don't get perks unless you pick them up.
Then I must pick them up because I've been like when I reload it, it's quick.
Like it's like looks like a suitcase when you kill someone. If you pick that up, that's their perks.
Oh, okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Because every time I reload it, I'm like, dude, this thing is fucking top choice.
That's why I told you guys to make classes. We're still a rookie team.
I did, sir.
A rookie team that can get wins.
True.
Barely.
You ain't wrong, play.
You what?
We're different type of rookies.
It's usually like 26 kills.
We're dogs.
We are dogs.
8, 4.
I've had
Eight's better than
like
0.
10s. I've been getting 10s.
Your last game last night, you got like
even
15 or 16 or something like that.
Even
I was
though
gonna
we've
say
been
I hit my
getting like
double-digit
8 now.
game
Oh, yeah.
last time.
Yeah, you did.
Well,
We're
dude,
all progressively
12.
getting better.
our first game back,
think.
me coming back from Mexico, was a dub.
When Zach starts getting some confidence, I know
Yeah.
the team's going to do all right. I'm like, all right.
We have help.
Bro, Zach's been slaying them.
Yeah,
That's what I
it's
said.
starting to get good.
I'll hear
Let's
him
go.
like drop like 2 or 3 in a row. I'm like, he's got some
I'll say
something
this.
He's got
in
some
him.
gusto going. Let's go. Let's ride that train.
Dog's got some fight.
Sometimes,
As I
sometimes
drop my
get
like
surprised.
28
Where's the
kill.
next
Zach will be like this.
motherfucker at?
This is what started off like when I started playing Warzone with you guys. If I heard Zach, like if we were all next to each other, and I heard Zach say over the mic, "Guy over here," and then I had kind of assumed
The
that
worst with directions.
he
I
would
have
die.
no
He would
idea how
die.
to pin at the
So then
point.
now when Zach does it though, he's like, "Guy over here." I'm like, "Zach, you get him?" He's like, "Yup." I'm like, I'm not expecting him. I'm expecting to come over there and heal him.
Guys over here
You know,
are dead.
Now he's
Well,
fucking
ain't that
killing
bad.
him. Now he's
did
good.
Did we talk about the thing he did with the directions with me last time?
No.
Oh,
What,
God.
the Gulag one?
No. So we're playing a game.
yeah, I know what
Yeah,
you're talking about.
Luke, listen to this shit. So we're playing a game the other day, and we're down to like what was that? 12 teams. We didn't have many left. We
It
were
was,
doing
like,
pretty good.
almost towards the
This was
top
when I was
10.
gone.
No. I think this was just us 3.
Oh.
Oh, I
Yeah.
think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. This was
And
before you left. This was
and
before
we
you
were
left.
Oh, you're
running to this
right.
like house, and then we're like picking him off, and I'm actually having a good game because we played like
was
3 games in a
carrying.
row
He was
that night,
carrying.
and we just got pieced like right away
Yeah.
every time. And then I was like, all right, we have to try because we don't have Devo. I was like,
Yep.
we-
Oh, you did
like,
say
I,
that.
like,
You
I was
did say
getting
that.
angry. I was like, we need to work as a team. We can't just all do what we want because he's saving us from up
Yeah.
top.
Sniper every time.
Yeah, dude. I hear him
getting to a
just with
little
the
bit of
bolt
it.
action, and we're just like, holy shit, where did he come from?
He's the guardian angel.
And then we go, and then all of a sudden, I was just like, I think I see someone to the west. And then all of a sudden, he just goes, screams, east, east, east. So I turn to the right, point to the hill, and I run up the hill, and I get killed from behind. And I was like, God damn it.
meant
I
to
was
say
like,
west.
that's the opposite direction. He starts laughing. He goes, ah, shit.
At the top of your screen is like the
Yeah.
directions. Yeah.
That's so.
So that's how
It
you
was
can mark
so
people.
funny.
Like if I'm like, where is he?
I
You
got
can be like,
nervous and said the wrong one.
You just
160
said
I
west.
ran up to the hill, and I'm like, I don't see anything.
Yeah.
And I
so
just got
funny.
picked from behind. I was so pissed because I had 2 gold guns.
That's so funny.
I always
did.
joke with Erin because she used to watch me play with my college buddies, who I was the worst of them all.
it's
So they're
frustrating.
dogs.
Yeah, yeah.
And then she goes to watching you play with these guys. It's so funny. It's like, because I used to get carried, and I was as good as I am now then. They just are all that
Wow,
good.
wow.
Yeah,
Damn.
so they're all dogs.
Yeah.
Monsters.
Yeah, and so
Crazy.
I was the worst, and in Fortnite too. But
Oh, dude.
then I
no.
play with you guys, and she's like, "It's so funny because you're like, come on, damn it."
We need help.
He just wants me to bring him back. I'm jumping into the smoke trying to get a loadout.
Yeah, trying to get a loadout. You're like, it's not
should-
going. I'm like, I'm not a loadout.
We should start a Twitch, dude. That'd be hilarious.
That part really fucked
She
me up,
has
was
said that so
loadout
many
part.
times. Like I said, when we had it on the big screen and she was watching one night, she was crying. I was trying to focus because she was crying, laughing because you guys were being so
It's
stupid.
fucking stressful, dude. When we get
It's
stressful, we start to
Something
fucking goon
happens,
out.
you just start hearing screaming.
When I was like, "Yo, call your number, checking in," I was blue and I said green.
2 games in a row. I'm like, check in with your colors. And I think
Oh,
you,
Jesus,
he
yeah.
said yellow, and he's like, no, I'm yellow.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
the next game, you're like, all right, guys, check with your colors. I'm green. I'm like, no, I'm green.
I'm like, look
And
at
I
the
was
top
blue.
line.
I'm like,
Yeah.
Like it shows you the arrow when you move.
I was reading my name too when I
Oh,
said
my-
green because I was looking at the
Yeah.
waypoint you marked.
Right.
But I was like looking at it and reading my name. I'm like green.
Oh, my God. I was like, we're going to win.
It was so bad.
Anyways, we're
anyways,
going to
just
start with
rip it.
food. But
Should we dive in?
Intro the shit.
yeah, welcome back to the D2 podcast. That was our Call of Duty recap. So if you've bared with us for 11 minutes of us talking about
Hey, it's
one
a
win on
great
Call of
Only on
Duty.
D2 pod.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah.
We have 2 all-time wins.
I know, but we were talking about one there.
A lot of silver medals and bronze
Yeah.
medals as well.
But anyways,
Doug's
around
probably
the,
loving this.
yeah, around
This
the
is for him.
That's our strategy. So if you ever see us on the screen, you know what we're doing.
Yeah.
Around the table, we got Zach
You
B,
see retards.
Nick J, Lance H, myself, Zach Devo, and we got Luke behind the camera, full squad. Nick is back from Mexico, so we're going to get a recap on that. But first, we want to shout out Flavor Gang. So use code D2 with the Flavor Gang. Get your sauces, get your cream of rice. They sent us a bunch of awesome gifts. So we got a bunch of sauce, we got a bunch of cream of rice, and they also sent us their new limited time flavor, Fruity Loops.
Smells terrific.
So we have it here. It might have cooled off a little bit, so I apologize. But
Now, mind you guys,
I like it cold.
these guys
Yeah.
are going to try it. And as you try it, I'm going to tell us something about the flavoring. Like,
okay,
all this flavoring is made in-house.
that's sick.
Like, Ross figures this shit out.
Smells terrific.
So, like,
So first off, let's go smell of the powder. The smell of the powder before putting it in the water, I had everybody smell it. Smells identical to Fruit Loops.
It does.
100%.
This
I think it
is-
still smells pretty identical.
It's dangerous.
Yeah, post water. Yeah,
but
let's do
no red food dye.
Yep.
Jesus.
it. Okay, initial reactions.
Wow.
That is fucking
I actually fuck with this.
pretty spot on.
Wow.
Pretty damn good.
I personally like a little more liquid,
I know. I made it a little thick.
I
but
like this.
but the flavor is
Wow.
Yeah, this is good. It's so soft.
Bro, a lot of Fruit Loop flavors,
Mm-hmm.
you get too much lemon.
No, this is fruity.
This is perfect.
yeah.
This, wow, dude.
That's,
Holy shit.
that is
I
good.
have terrible.
The
dye.
fact
Okay,
that all
so-
these flavorings are made here, like they don't outsource that to a flavor company. They try to figure it out themselves is
Yep.
wild.
The initial profile is like hardcore Fruit Loops, which is perfect. A little aspartame or whatever sweetener taste at the
Yeah.
back end, but it's very slight because you're gonna
Yep.
get that in all healthier foods
Yep.
that are flavored
I
like
taste
this.
that.
But it's barely, like sometimes it's overwhelming. This one's I can barely get it. The Fruit Loops flavor is the best part of it.
Yeah. I'd say if we use a little bit more water, like if I wanted to make it more voluminous, that that artificial sweetener taste would definitely get diluted a lot more. I can tell.
What did you say? Voluminous?
Voluminous, yeah.
Is that a word?
Yeah.
It is?
Am I supposed to say voluptuous?
No.
yeah.
Would it be is it
Yeah,
voluminous?
I like that.
No, I don't know.
Anyways,
Speaking of
okay,
Mexico,
numbers. Let's get it. Don't just plow. What do we got?
I'm gonna give this, bro. Not gonna lie.
I'm gonna say in terms of cream of rice, not just in like all things flavor, because obviously like donuts are way better.
This don't beat my
Yeah.
Like, in
All
terms
cream
of
of
cream
rice.
of rice, I'm gonna say that I'll give this I could eat this as a treat.
Yeah.
I'd give this
9.2.
Wow, nice, dude. I was about to say 9 flat, but 9.2. That's brilliant.
So
I had
I'm
9-1.
It's just.
This is fucking.
Are we
Delicious.
the only people that rate things with like 0.1s?
No.
No.
Most people do that too, right?
Portnoy
Yeah.
does.
Rally gives me shit all the time for it.
No.
No. What the fuck is a flat number?
That's what I'm saying.
I want detail.
Fuck yeah.
I want to know whether it's like an 8, an 8.9, and an 8.1 are
I
not
would,
the same.
I would say in
Totally
terms
agree.
of Fruit Loop flavored things that I've tried
This
in
is
the
very good.
bodybuilding world, like the protein. What was that?
I'm gonna give it a
fruit
9.
pebbles?
Diamatized.
I give it a
This
9-1.
tastes better.
This is better.
This is better.
Much better.
9-1.
9-1 for me.
I could eat this as a sweet like all the time. And
Bro.
this is cream of rice.
This will be
like if you could eat this on prep, that's fucking nuts.
I think this will be my 4th favorite flavor.
The brownie batter.
This may be my
still-
second, bro.
Brownie batter, crackberry, cream pie, and then
Have you
I
tried the
think this
strawberry
could be
candy?
my-
So good.
It's so
It's been
good.
a while.
I just did that one the other day. Oh my
Right.
god.
I
Top
haven't
3,
had that one, actually.
brownie batter, Fruity Loops, and crackberry. Top 3.
Nice.
I'm gonna go. Yeah, crackberry's my favorite. Then brownie batter.
If anyone needs water, they can use
Then
some
Fruity
mine.
Loops. That's what
That's
I'm gonna do.
good. Yeah. Bro, we all have. Yeah, wow. Wait, Zach, what's your third favorite?
Queen pie.
Oh, that's a good one, too,
I
man.
just bought that one. I haven't tried it yet. I've been so stuck in the brownie butter. I can't wait if it's that good.
It's kind of like a creamy cream.
Okay. Well, anyways,
All
that's our review. Limited edition. So I don't think it's gonna be out for very long. So pick up the limited edition
sucks. I
Fruity
want it to
Loops
be
when
out
it comes
forever.
out.
Use code D2. Follow Ross. Follow the Flavor Gang.
Yep.
And
Follow the
D2
Flavor Gang.
podcast.
Yeah.
Isn't it kind of cool?
Thank you to them for tossing us a bunch of awesome things. So
It's kind of cool that we got hooked up with them, dude. 'Cause
yeah,
They don't. To
it's
be
been
honest,
a blast.
boys, they
we've
don't
been
do-
working with them for 2 years now.
they don't do a lot of people with like.
We were on their top
work
5.
with
We were on their top 5 sellers.
I know,
At one
bro.
point.
I know.
It
That
was like Brett
crazy.
Wilkin, a couple other people. And I
Nick
was like-
Walker.
it was like Flavor Gang tagged you in a story, and I was like, "What?" I opened it, and I was like, "Nick Walker."
Couple of my
Brett Wilkin. It was
in-person-
like at
been-
Dumbbells and
yeah.
Doobies, and I was like, "Whoa!"
We've been consistent top 10 for consecutive months, but I think we did break into the top 5.
yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
A couple of my in-person people got some sauces. They said they
They're
loved them.
terrific.
Fuck
Yeah.
yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I
was
sent
like,
it to
"Yo,
all
use
my
our code."
buddies who aren't even into fitness, but just
know.
like general sauces. I'm
Uh-huh.
like, "Hey, because you guys want to be healthy, so get these
Just use
sauces.
these
They're
ones.
so good. Maple sriracha is my like
Yeah.
spot.
I've been
Smoking
using
poppies, so-
dill ranch. quite
No, the
often.
sweet. I'm using the sweet poppy.
The dill
Bro,
ranch.
the Dill Ranch is your
I am
horror.
not. I tried that one.
I use a lot
It was
of
a
it.
little too dilly for me.
I love
I
it.
use a lot.
Really?
Of it. And sometimes I mix it with some fat-free ranch.
Nice.
Oh my god, dude,
Why?
that'd be
To
good.
Fluff
to
it
get-
up even
to
more.
get some more ranch.
Yeah. It does need a little.
I will say that's kind of smart.
Yeah.
You can
That's a
some
lot of
ranch.
ranch.
Yeah.
What meal do you pair that with?
I put it with
Every
my beef,
meal.
My beef, but
The burritos.
maybe no beef and potatoes.
Oh, that's probably good.
Oh, it's so good.
beef
Then
and
I'll put some ketchup
potatoes.
on that.
Yeah.
It's fucking.
That would
Ketchup
be
with
perfect
that?
on it.
Uh-huh.
Ketchup and ranch mix. It's
He
pretty
got me
fucking
onto
deadly.
that.
Really?
I did.
Yeah.
That's
he would
right.
do that.
You
I'm
guys like
"What's
that
this?"
shit.
I
pretty
see.
deadly.
I've tried it. I'm not into it. Sriracha because I love sriracha ranch so much.
Very good.
It's so good. But anyways, use code D2 with the Flavor Gang. Use code D2 with Bashmouth. Do not forget about the true OGs, the first ones to come around.
For real.
Because while we're talking about it, 2-year anniversary, boys, around the table.
With
2
oh
years.
shit, you're right.
Yeah. That's
This is
wild.
2 years of the podcast. May
Crazy.
7th was 2 years, to be honest, but that was in
That's-
between episodes.
Yeah.
2 years of sitting in this basement. 2 years of dumb
Lots
shit.
of ups and downs.
That's crazy.
tears,
Love that.
laughing,
We get some
a lot of
arguments,
joints,
We get some posters.
name calling.
name calling. Yeah, we've gone through.
smokes, joints.
We're in a Call of Duty phase.
How many joints do you
Lot of
think we?
weed.
Great.
How many
Lot of
joints do
weed.
you think we went through in 2 years?
A lot.
Thousands.
You think we're in the 1,000 range?
Do you think we're in the
Bro.
And
thousands?
we've been friends for 3
That's
years,
a
Lance.
lot of joints.
That's a lot.
We've been friends
yeah.
for 3 years.
I will say,
Or
bro,
4 years.
the amount that we smoked though,
4 years. 4 years.
every year that we're friends, the amount that we smoke exponentially goes up.
Oh,
Really?
yeah.
It's crazy. I think so.
we're gonna hit
Yeah.
'Cause
10,000.
because before we
Very
really
soon.
had a solidified friend group, it would mostly
if you
be
put your mind
just
to it.
smoking once at the end of the night, and now it's like, bro, I trained yesterday for like the first time sober.
I think
I'm
we
like,
also just got closer, so we started hanging out more. So then it was like
no, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden we're like, well, let's get high.
I love our pre-gym rituals of smoking,
Yeah, it's a vibe.
bro.
Yeah.
I missed it when I was in Mexico.
It's the best.
yeah.
Yeah,
Every time I'm like,
I'm missing it currently.
yeah.
Horrible.
Devo's out for the count, guys.
Tell us
Devo's
what's going on with you.
Yeah, bro. I fucking had a horrible week.
What is going on?
Dude, Monday, I don't know what happened. Monday, I went through the day feeling great, had a great chest day, and then I went to bed feeling a little like, ugh, you know, like
that
and I
nauseous.
ate all my meals. Like I was spot on. The only thing that I changed was I had some new Parmesan garlic from Pick and Save that I threw away immediately.
Yep.
That
But
sucks.
I thought it was food poisoning, but it lasted way longer than food poisoning, so I don't know. But anyways, wake up at like midnight, pee, and then I'm kind of like, oh, my stomach feels a little off. And then wake up at like 1:30 and just start puking, and it's like so thick and disgusting, and it was like dry heaving to the max, and so I felt my core kind of like hurt a ton from it. I was like, whatever. Wake up the next day, feel pretty good. I'm like, okay. Breakfast was kind of hard to get down. Got only like one meal down, but I was like, we were gonna work out during the day anyway, so I go and work out, hit a back day, do rack pulls. Great idea, right? And
not on his program.
no, but they put the new power racks in, and so
I repeat, not on his program.
Yep,
self-induced.
Yep,
motherfucker.
And so I was like, I'm gonna go do rack pulls because Lance and I used to end back day with him all the time. With all those new power racks, I'm like, that looks
bro. It kind of good.
Where do they put those?
I looked at it yesterday.
All on the back,
Back
dude.
section.
4
Looks great.
huge power racks
Looks
with
great.
platforms, like everything.
Hey man, I started with barbell rows yesterday because of that.
Yeah.
So.
And
They
so
feel
rack,
good.
Yeah.
and it's the perfect power racks where it goes low. So I was like, I want to end it with that. And so I get done with the workout, do a one bicep, kept my belt on, and then as I was leaving, I took my belt off, and I was like, something is wrong.
Oh, dude.
I was like, my core felt like it just went, you know, and I was like, oh. And so then I'm driving home, and I look at Erin, and I'm like, everything is getting like wavy, like dizzy quick. And she's like, do you need to pull over? I'm like, I think I can make it. And so then I roll down the window, and then I can feel all the puke coming up, and I'm like, no. And so we get all the way home, and I'm like, grab my gym bag, and I like started hauling ass inside, and then I puke inside in the bathroom, and it's just straight blue like bile because I had blue raspberry pre-workout.
Oh, yep.
And so that didn't digest at all, which whatever, but yeah, and so then all of a sudden I felt my abdomen like really start like a full pain, and went a whole day without any lump or anything like that. Next day I slept probably like 9. I had an interview in the morning, and then I went to bed till like 3 p.m., 4 p.m.
Yeah.
Just on and off sleep all day on the couch. And I stand up at the end of the night. I'm like, wow, sleeping all day really felt great. And I go to the bathroom, and I pull up my shirt just to like, because I felt like something was wrong, and there was like a golf ball
Oh, and you felt it.
next to my like belly button, and I was like,
I was kind of freaking out,
and
man.
so I was freaking out because I had veins that were running right to it. I was like, is that a blood clot? Because it didn't hurt like anymore. It wasn't painful anymore. So I was like, oh my God. So I called my dad, no answer. I called Nick, no answer. I called Lance. I'm like, someone answer the fucking phone. and then Erin's like, I'll call my mom because she's in the healthcare industry. Like she works for the hospital. So she's like, okay. She's like, well, that sounds like it could be one of two things. She's like a hernia or like something else. And then she's like, but I don't think it's a blood clot because it would be starting to black and blue. It would be blood building up. She's like, I think it's a hernia. And so I was panicking because we were about to go to urgent care or to the hospital, and I had an interview at 8 a.m., one of the biggest interviews I've ever had at 8 a.m., and it was fucking 10:30 at night. And I was like, I am not going to go sit in an emergency room. She's like, probably be prepared for 4 hours. That's the average emergency room visit these days. And so I was like, I am not going to go till 1 a.m. and then try and have the biggest interview of my entire life. So
Which you did wonderful on.
Which I did great on with a hernia. I was sweating so bad.
It's the Michael Jordan.
It was
flu game
kind
we
of hurt.
talked
Yeah,
about.
I was like, I said it was my Michael Jordan. I even told the interviewer. He goes, "How you doing?" I was like, "I'm not gonna lie to you. Today is my Michael Jordan flu game." And he started dying laughing. He goes, "Why?" And I go, "If this camera was high def, I was like, my skin looks like clear." I was like, but it's really just covered in sweat, and my back had just a steady drip going right down my butt crack.
You had a hernia?
Yeah, and I was like, and I got a hernia from how bad I've been puking, and he was like, "Holy shit!" He's like, "All right, well, I'm gonna treat it normal." He's like, "Let's just get through it." He's like, "Well, we won't shoot the shit for too long." He's like, "Let's get to it," and we got into it, and at the end, he was like, "Fucking good job." And he's like, "We'll get back to you." But anyways, so it's been a horrible week, but where I started doing more research and looking at more things because it's subsided pretty substantially. Like it's almost not even visible anymore.
Yeah.
Is you can get not a full hernia where the intestine comes out, but if you have any fatty tissue behind the muscle,
that makes sense.
It's really pushing the fatty tissue through because it said if it's squishy and not painful, that means the nerves on your actual intestines aren't getting like pinched. Yeah. And it wasn't painful by day 2.
So it must have just been visceral fat. It just was this
huge lump. So I'm like, is this just visceral fat? Because now it's subsided, and I'm like, Wikipedia and ChatGPT, I know that's not like doctor, but I'm like just trying to do self research to try and see what I can
ChatGPT 's
do.
pretty good.
Said you can get back in the gym after like 7 days.
Yeah.
And so I haven't lifted since Tuesday. So I'm like, if I can get to Monday or Tuesday,
If it was,
I
if it
would
was,
still wait.
Let's see it.
I'm just gonna belt up, dude.
Oh,
there's
look
nothing.
at it.
You can't even see anything.
if it was
No, I know, but I would
intestines
be
coming through,
cautious.
there's no way that'd self heal. If it was intestines, would it?
My
I don't
last
think
one
so.
did.
Oh, your last one was
yeah.
intestines.
So I
feel
went.
like it'd have to
I
be
was,
pre
dude.
or
My
after.
last hernia was 5 years ago, and I did it fucking deadlifting at Experience
Yeah.
with Lance the day
That's
before
right.
I went to Florida, and I was on the plane, and that's when it like slipped through. Because I remember I was sitting on the plane watching a movie, and I knew something had happened the day before doing deadlifts, but I didn't know what. I just tweaked really bad, and I was on the plane, and all of a sudden I remember something started like giving me. It felt like someone was stabbing me right next to my belly button on the plane out of nowhere, and I was like, "Oh my god!" So I had to stay like hunched over. And we get off the plane, and my dad's like, "Stand up," and I was like, "I can't." I was like, "Something just happened."
Oh my god.
And I had a lump show up, and it was
Oh my god.
it was a hernia. I went to urgent care there, and then they
Uh,
were like, "You don't need surgery on this one. It hasn't fully ruptured, like
Oh,
it's not
good,
caught on
good,
the other
good,
side of
good.
the lining."
Yeah.
So that one I just had to wait. I didn't wait.
That's fucking
I didn't
scary.
wait at all. It goes to show like when you're 25 versus when you're 30, because this one like
Yeah.
so much different. When I was 25, the next day I went to the gym, put a belt on, and did fucking high bar barbell squats with 350.
Bro, you psychopath.
I was like, I'm gonna make it pay for.
Dude, that's the
slipping.
age, bro. When you're that young, yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. I get
crazy.
you. I get you. Yeah.
Yeah, and
When I
so-
broke my fucking back, I kept playing football. What fucking idiot does that?
right. That's
Yeah,
what I'm
like what
saying.
the fuck? I'm so
Yeah.
stupid, dude. My
You
only
guys learned
hernia.
early at least, because I was
Yeah.
25 when I did that.
Yeah, and I'm 25.
That's
my
what I'm saying.
my only hernia was when I was like probably 9 or 10 years old, and it was like before my dad would allow me to ride like the motorcycle or not motorcycle, the quad, the ATV or the go kart, like when they weren't home.
Yeah.
But I'm like, fuck it, I'm feeling rebellious. Took that fucking ATV out in the field, was drifting and shit, flipped the fucker.
Oh god.
So I'm like, shit, dude. My dad can lift this up, and I can. If he sees that it's not back in the garage and it's not clean, it's gonna be flipped in the back of the property. I'm gonna be fucked. So I tried lifting that bitch up. It took me so fucking long. Putting all at that age, I'm a kid. Putting all that pressure just down the lower abdomen. Fucking flipped it over. Brought it home. Next day, woke up, had a big ass bump. 2 weeks later, surgery.
Oh man.
Yeah. And then fucking, and then there was a 4th of July family event, and I had still stitches in there, and I didn't listen to my parents, and I jumped right into the pool, and they weren't like the dissolvable stitches, like I'd actually get them taken out.
Yeah.
Ripped all the stitches.
Oh.
So I'm
you're
swimming
bleeding.
around, and my dad's like, "Nicholas, get the fuck out of there!" And the entire pool was just blood.
Oh my
It was,
god.
it was so bad.
Ruined
Yeah,
4th
my
of
check
July.
now. Yeah.
Let's change that.
I cost my
Yeah.
parents so much fucking money in insurance deductibles.
Oh my God.
I feel bad to this day.
That's crazy.
I'm not even kidding. It's so bad, dude. What kid is fucking
That's when
falls
you-
out of a tree at 12 years old and breaks 3 ribs?
You went Hercules
I
at
broke
like
my wrist
9.
a few times. It's like the only major.
Bro, I've
injuries
broken
I've
12
had.
fucking bones, Lance. I
Yeah,
feel
I've never
so
done that.
bad for my parents.
I've
Just
never
my-
broken a bone.
Weirdly, just my wrist.
That's crazy.
3 times.
I broke my wrist skateboarding. And then like a month later, I was skateboarding again.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
I used to slingshot off
One
bed.
time we were doing. Did you guys ever longboard?
No.
No, I
Uh-uh.
wanted to.
Dude,
though.
so one of my
That's
buddies was
dangerous,
really
but that's
into it,
fun.
and we got some like fucking nice.
Oh,
ass,
like skateboarding longboard.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
I never did.
$400
haul.
like
They can
super nice
haul.
ones.
Yeah, those are cool.
And so we went to one of the huge hills in Brookfield over by the Majestic where there's like fucking a mile long hill and you get just ripping. But we were good where we could even like drift them a little bit. And we brought one of our buddies who was kind of newer to it, but he felt confident just to like carve. And he started going down and we were watching him. We're like, all right, let's just keep an eye on him. And he's going. He starts getting too much speed. So then he just goes beelining towards grass. And he's like, I'm just going to hit the curb and kind of just roll through it
Yeah,
in the
yeah, yeah, yeah.
grass. He hits the curb, kind of a loud thud. And we're like, we come like flying right up and he pops right up. And he's like, no, I'm good. And his shirt literally was lifted like this. And I was like,
Collarbone. Oh.
I was like, I think there's something wrong with your shirt. I was like, oh, just
Oh.
fix your shirt. And he goes like this, and it doesn't move. And he's like, look good. And I was like,
That's great.
I was like, oh shit,
Bro.
I was like, I think you broke your collarbone, bro. And then he's like, oh my god. And then he started, and then he's like, I feel it. And he's like, now he's like, it's hurting.
You
He's like,
sometimes
starting to freak
don't
out.
want to believe what you're seeing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Because he looked and it like almost hit him in his face. Like,
Yeah. I was camping with my family one time, and we had like
Horrible.
family friends at the next campground over. And we were like in the woods on this like trail. It was myself, my brother, and a bunch of our family friends, and we were playing 500, with the football.
Oh, it's
Fucking threw it in the
great time.
air.
Great game.
And my brother jumps into the woods to grab it. There's a bunch of brush.
Yeah.
And they're all rolling around trying to grab the football, whatever. And
So it's alive.
everybody, yes. And everybody comes out, and my brother's like still laying on the ground, like, Morris, what the fuck you doing? Get up. I grab him. He's like, I don't know. So I grab him. He's probably like 16 at the time. Grab him, pull him up, falls the fuck over right when he gets up. And I start walking away. I'm like, get the fuck up. What are you doing? And he looks down. He's like, I can't. There was a massive stick that went through his calf.
Oh,
Yeah. I'm talking in this side, out the other. And I'm looking at it. I'm like, oh shit. We're like an hour from the
Yeah.
nearest hospital.
my sister had a stick go through her leg too.
How the fuck is everyone?
The
What is
hell
going
is
on?
happening?
over
Yeah,
there?
it's nasty.
I'm not gonna tell a story, but I'm just like
Jesus.
I believe it because I've seen it.
Yeah.
God.
My sister slipped on ice and there's a stick frozen upwards. Rough.
Speaking of longboards, dude,
Yeah,
in Mexico, the amount of, I was talking to you about the driving.
No.
yeah,
There's people on highways on longboards in Mexico.
that's crazy.
Like getting to work, not getting hit by vehicles.
That is crazy.
Nuts.
You know what? I've been seeing a ton of those people driving the one wheel. You stand on it, it's
I've
just
seen that.
one wheel, and it zips like
Yeah.
as fast as cars.
Yeah.
It's like you can register it like a
I'm
motorcycle.
falling off that
About a
shit.
month
Bro,
ago.
I've been
real.
watching videos on Reels, and then the other day on my way to social,
Yeah.
there was a dude on the road going like 35, 40
Yeah.
miles
On the
per hour.
road?
Just with that, he had bike, motorcycle helmet, motorcycle jacket on a one wheel, and it had a little license
What?
plate in the back.
Did he
And
have
he was
feet straps?
ripping. Yeah. Like your foot
Crazy.
slides in, and then you like lean forward. And
I
then-
do it if there's feet straps.
I think they have a remote. I think that's what
Yeah.
it is. Like they're holding something.
I
Yeah.
was driving back from social like
Crazy.
2 weeks ago, and I saw somebody on the side of the road with one, and he had like knee pads, elbow pads, helmet, everything. I'm like, am I looking at this right? Every time he hit the sidewalk, he was on the sidewalk. His fucking big old belly would just
Oh my
would
God.
just jump. His tits would just jump. It was the funniest thing ever.
Dude, the other day there's those electric longboards too
Yeah.
that go pretty quick.
Oh, those are cool.
I saw just this fat dude with completely bald top, long hair on the side that like went way down.
Oh yeah.
Like mid back length, fucking long hair on the side, glasses, and had the stance where their like shoulders are rolled forward. But
Oh
they
yeah,
have
yeah,
this
yeah.
gut, and he was
Beer
just
belly.
balancing perfectly,
Wow.
just going like 30 miles per hour. And I was like, what the fuck?
That's
is
I
that?
can't do that if I
literally-
tried.
Aaron was sitting in the passenger seat. And I was just like, what the fuck is that? Just-
I couldn't do it if I tried, bro.
oh
sick.
my god.
Dude,
Anyways,
man.
so we have a lot to talk about because yesterday was the Pittsburgh Pro.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, bro. My.
First off, first reactions, like okay,
Whoa.
Nick Walker's
Nick
back.
fucking Walker.
Yeah,
Nick
he's
Walker's back.
Zach, we have to all look at you and say
Yeah, congrats.
congrats because you have not slipped
At all. I did.
on the
I
Nick
did.
Walker
He
train.
did slip because he said Nick was gonna win.
Nick should have won. Nick should have
Wait,
won.
I know, but like I think he should have won too.
He should have.
But he's
but-
been saying it for like months.
He's-
Every
I've
time we
never
talk,
budged.
I
on
left.
that,
I
man.
left. I
Even
saw the
when he
Martin
was
updates,
injured.
and I was like,
Yeah.
I think he's gotta
and
beat him.
holy shit! I mean, it really does show. Like some people look bigger on Instagram. Nick definitely does
Yes.
not. He's
Yes.
like not one of those
Yes.
people.
He was bigger
Because when he-
on stage.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like on Instagram, sometimes I'm like, I don't know. But like when he
Huge.
walked on stage and they first stood next to each other, him and Derek,
Yeah.
even Fuad said he makes Derek look small.
Oh, yeah.
Almost. Like,
Yeah. I mean, I heard parts of the commentary, and Fuad, the video cut off after like 3 posts, but Fuad had him in the front double, the side chest,
Side try
and back double too.
Side
That's-
try is
that's when
nasty, and-
that's when the
Yeah,
video
I
cut
thought
off.
he
And-
won every
and most
posterior shot as
muscular.
well.
It was
Yeah.
even Nick Strength and Power had it 6'2", and then he said if you want to argue it 5'3", but
I
I'm
would
not
argue-
finding the 4'5".
Yeah.
Like
I
how are
remember
you?
saying that.
There's no
I'm waiting
4-5.
for the video of Tyler Mannion explaining
too.
it.
This is what I
we
think
need
I
it
would like to
because
hear
like
it.
no one. There's not a
The
single person
posterior.
arguing Derek right now.
I
Like
think the only
everybody's
thing
saying
that
I made
was
that-
in Derek's favor was his waist.
I made
Yeah.
that post yesterday
Nick's
after the
was
gym, which was
tight.
me a shitty video
know,
of me in my
but
truck
Derek's is-
saying like, "Yo, crazy Pittsburgh Pro,
Yeah.
what just happened?" 98% of the comments are Nick should have had
That's
that,
crazy.
Everyone.
and it's
Yeah.
at like
That's
fucking
crazy.
15,000 views right now. So it's like
Right.
That's a small percentage of
But like fucking
Who
Nick
thinks that?
Walker.
Yeah,
Holy
yeah.
shit.
So what were
forget.
our?
well done.
Kyle Wilkes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Well
He
done.
just put all the
dude.
questions
Yeah.
to sleep.
The legs looked full.
Yep.
His legs looked
adductors
huge.
were just
Adductors.
No, I would not be
glued to each
surprised
I'm
if
gonna
this
start
happened.
doing hack squats with my legs fucking.
I thought
out.
about that the other day. That's why his adductors are so
That's what I'm
fucking
saying.
big. Yeah.
Like fucking.
This is what I would not be surprised if I heard this somewhat be said by Tyler, because in the scorecards were at prejudging, Derek had it 8-7,
Yep.
1 point ahead, and then in finals, Nick was
no, it
8.
was opposite. I
Oh,
thought
it was?
Nick,
No,
Nick,
Nick
won
was
prejudging.
winning.
Nick had prejudging.
Nick won prejudging.
Was it prejudging?
Yeah.
It must have been. Yeah. And so I'm like, Riley's like, wouldn't that make it a tie? I'm like, yeah.
what
So
it's supposed to be.
that deciding factor, I want to hear what Tyler
The
has to say.
scorecards came out. It is a tie
Yes.
on the official IFBB scorecard.
What I think might be said is that it was a tie, but because of Derek's prettiness of his physique, took it from Nick.
So
Fuck
Nick's
that.
That's I know, but I'm
Derek-
saying I would not be
think Bob didn't
surprised
wanna
hit
if
off
that's
the
the
word.
narrative that they push.
Nick's Strength and Power said that they at finals, and I missed the line. I must have just not been listening well enough. But he said they brought them out and did a this is the take it all right here posing session because
Yes.
it's a tie, and I didn't catch that part, but
Because they haven't done that before.
it was the first time ever they said this is it right here. So whoever wins this pose down right
That's
now,
sick. I'm not
and
gonna lie.
Nick Strength and Power said he was expecting a line to be added to the scorecards for that round because
Right.
now you can just say whatever.
Yeah.
But during it, he said the only thing that happened that he guessed could give it to Derek was that Nick was tired, so his stomach started going.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that.
And
I
I'm
could
like,
see it.
but still, like,
He beat him in everything else.
Yeah.
That shouldn't be
that
that
the improvements,
Dude.
and we haven't seen him for 2 years, and you
Yeah.
come and push
Yeah.
Derek should
I
kind
wanted
of
to see-
almost
I wanted
push
to
you
see-
over
Push.
the edge. You know,
I had Nick.
it wasn't Derek's
I'm not
best
changing.
look.
No.
So
I
if it's
thought-
not Derek's best look and he hasn't improved from his last show and Nick is jaw dropping,
Yeah.
like the crowd literally, Fuad's
was
like,
screaming for Nick.
Fuad
when
was
they
like when
asked.
Nick Walker walked out, it was a gasp though.
Do you think Nick should hit the
yeah,
vacuum?
crowd gasp?
Do you think Nick should hit a vacuum pose?
No.
No, his
I
fucking,
don't think he should
when he
change
sat
thing. I don't
down,
think he should change the thing.
he would go high
front double
and then
was
he would
ridiculous.
sit down on it.
Yeah.
And it looked
His
great.
abs were dug out like
Yeah.
insane.
His
This is-
hamstrings were fucking 4 inches
Yeah.
deep.
Because that shit. was
You couldn't even
crazy.
tell that he tore his hamstring.
No.
No.
They look.
I know why.
He looks huge.
Yeah.
Leak it.
Tear his
Nah, I don't know.
Horse.
Like,
He looked
even
like-
with the conditioning that Derek had in some shots, I don't know how you reward that with how much more density Nick had when
That's
it
what I'm
was
saying.
that close. Like if it really is down to splitting hairs, which apparently it was, how do you not reward the size at that point?
Well,
Yeah.
they've not given Samson a win because of like he didn't improve from his last show. He brought a same or worse look.
But I thought every time Samson lost and has won in the comparisons to Derek, it actually made sense. Like when
Right.
Samson won the O, everyone was like,
Derek's
yeah,
legs
he won.
looked
Yeah, I agree.
And then when
job.
Derek won the Arnold, him and I were watching it,
Yeah,
and
I
I was
agree.
like, I'm sorry,
I agree.
Derek's got him. Like, I
That
think
was
we could,
close,
Yeah.
but
I think
yeah.
we could all agree that wasn't Samson's best look. I mean, but he's going to continuously grow and improve.
Well,
but I mean,
because
going into
he-
my picks are
He brought
totally
this
different.
because
This is gonna
Samson
be
brought the
crazy.
same look that he brought to the Olympia, and Derek improved from the Olympia till then.
Yep.
So like that was clear. The judges recognize that shit. That's why we tell even national level competitors that the judges recognize you and they recognize the improvements you do or do
Yeah.
not make.
Yeah.
And if that's at a national level, a lot of the national shows, IFBB, fucking Olympia, and pro show judges are judging national shows.
Yeah.
So they have to be even on it extra at the top of the
100%.
top.
Top 3 Olympia right now.
I'm going to go Nick Samson Derek.
What about Hottie, bro? I am still kind of torn on.
I don't even know where he is.
He'll
Samson,
be in
Samson,
Olympia.
Nick, Derek.
Fuck me. I don't
I'm
know.
going
Samson,
Nick
Nick
at number one.
Derek.
I think Nick should
Nick Derek
currently
Samson.
be
It's
the
such
number
a
one.
Do you want to know?
Toss-up, though.
I'm
It's
about to
such a
change your
toss-up.
mind. I'm about to change your mind. Do you want to know why? I don't think Nick's going to beat Samson unless Samson's like completely off. Is because I'm not surprised. Even though I agree, I think Nick should have won. This was fucking Steve judging the show on the podcast with Fuad. Steve said because Fuad asked a question: what if you have somebody like Nick Walker that
Yeah, shape. You're gonna
the
reward
first and
shape.
second? If it's completely even and it's a tie, who wins? Steve Weinberger said 100% of the time, if it's completely fucking even, the guy with better shape's going to win. So let's say Samson
That's why
brings his
Derek
all-time.
won, yeah.
But
Exactly.
I don't. But
Let's see.
I don't think it's even though. I don't think it's even.
I know.
I don't even like. I
Okay,
think it's.
what does
Right,
Nick
Lance,
need
but
to
the
do?
scorecards says it's even.
What does Nick need to do then?
I think if he just comes in a little
His
bit more
waist.
polished and
His
any
waist.
if
bro, his
It's his
anyone's
waist shredded.
off,
Yeah, I
It's his
guess.
waist. It's his waist.
So what
you
does he
think
need
it's
to
his
do?
waist?
I don't know what else he can.
How is
do,
it his
really.
waist though? His
Exactly.
waist
So do you
looks-
Look
think
at
this is
Derek's
the
waist
highest?
compared to Nick's waist.
the
So-
structure shape? Yeah, I'm just saying
If
Nick
Nick
has
had
a really
a waist,
small waist.
like if Nick had a waist like Derek, it would be like not even a question.
So then is he just relying on hopefully someone
Yes.
comes in off?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's
The rest of his
that's
career.
what I'm thinking.
yeah,
Yes.
I'd have to agree with that because I mean, dude, if we look at his track record, he comes in every time on
Yes,
point, right?
yes.
So it's like
Who does?
Nick.
98% of the
New York
time.
Pro
Yeah.
League.
I would
this-
even argue
I think this
99%.
I think this is his best look, but I still think he can get way more dugout from those posterior shots.
I agree.
His
But the thing
biggest
is,
issue
I don't,
though is his waist.
I don't
That's
think
biggest
the
issue.
amount that he can still improve upon digging out his posterior shots is going to be enough to beat an even better Samson than the 2024 Olympia.
If it
Because
is. If.
I would
Steve
agree.
fucking said 100% of the time, somebody with the structure and shape of Nick, even though, hold on,
I get that.
pause, even though
Not James.
we all agree that Nick should have won against Derek,
Correct.
I don't think it's enough improvements he needs to make as a whole to his physique with the shots he loses against Samson. You know what I'm saying? He can only improve some of the
wonder-
posterior shots.
I think he's gonna hold just
I
fine
wonder
against
how much
him.
more muscle he
No,
can.
we
I'm
also
saying to
have to-
beat Samson at Samson's best. I don't think he could.
But I'm saying, but we also haven't seen Nick's best, and I think Nick
know.
could come in even scarier. And I think if Nick would have had, in my personal opinion, because like I get the waist argument, I get that because like Derek has an insane vacuum when he pulls it open.
Yeah.
If Nick's hamstrings and glutes, in my opinion, were more dug out, I think it would have been a no-brainer
His
personally.
hamstrings were so.
I agree.
big.
Oh, wait,
Glutes
with
were-
Derek?
his
I
glutes
think-
weren't there as much.
I think when you start
Yeah.
looking towards like when you went to the final show, like him in the morning, I mean he was sharp on both, but in my opinion, when they started doing the back doubles and stuff like that, like I could see a clear distinction
Yeah.
in conditioning
Yeah.
with Derek better than Nick, personally just in there, but like I just couldn't stop looking at the sheer size
Man,
and width
It
of
is
that
the
connection.
size.
So for me, when I was looking at that, I'm like, okay, like Nick is conditioned. He looks full. He looks grainy from the front, but I'm like, I think he can bring it even tighter. I mean, like, because
Lower
now
posterior,
the
for sure.
exciting thing for, at least if I was Kyle and I was Nick, I'd be thinking, well, now we know it's no longer a matter of size. You know what I mean? Like, there's no
Yeah.
question Nick has way more freak factor. Like, when they were standing next to each other waiting for the judges, and there was a shot of him with his hands on his hips.
Yeah, it's just standing
I
there.
couldn't stop. Like, I screenshotted
Maybe
it, and I was like,
one.
how do you not look at that difference? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now for me, it's like, okay, can Nick come even in
Do you
like
think
harder?
if he put a little more size on his lats to get some more
I
width,
think his
he
front
could,
lats,
he could push
his
him
front
even harder?
lats could definitely use a
I
little bit
still
more
think-
size.
I think
His
he's
front
big
lat
enough.
was where he lost.
I think if they absolutely need to like really
But if
bring it
you're
up
gonna-
a notch, they definitely need more front lat.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're gonna compare that, I mean, he's I mean, yeah, he might lose a little bit in the lat thickness up
Just
top,
because
but
I
posterior
only,
wise,
But just
I
so
right
he's
now,
only
he's gonna
say
kill him.
front lat just because if he can't like fix his midsection,
I
that's
think
the
his
o-
midsection's
that's
just
the
fine.
only way he's gonna. I
Taper.
don't think so.
Yeah, it's
I
more
don't think so.
taper.
Dude, I'm looking at some
On
of
the
these.
back double, he looks great.
Well, no,
I'm looking at the
talking
back
about
lats.
front shot though. So like, if he
Well,
can't change like volume of his waist, the only way he's gonna be able to make the illusion of it being smaller is the front lat
That's
issue.
what I'm, that's what I'm saying.
You guys thought he
Taper,
lost
build.
front shots to Derek?
No,
No, I
No.
didn't. I
No,
don't.
no.
So then what do
maybe
we?
maybe the front lat.
Are
But
you just
I'm
saying
saying
like-
for
lat.
overall lat width? 'Cause-
I think the front lat he lost because of the waist issue.
because I think they're arguing that Derek won the back shots still, but I think
I
Nick
don't
won
think
the
so.
back
I think
shots.
Nick won the back
But
shots
what
for
did he
sure.
win then?
That's what I'm saying.
that's
We
what
were all
talking about.
I
waiting
think
for
he
Guys,
won.
I'm not joking. I honestly think Nick is harder all around and more detailed than Derek.
Yes.
Yeah,
In
that
the,
was-
po-
yes,
in
yes.
the
That's why-
posterior.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Even
Yeah.
the side shots, Nick's side leg was
I think
so
That's why
dug
I
out.
need an explanation.
I think the
today.
shots that they probably gave to Derek was the front lat because even Fuad said front lat, he probably wins there because of just the sheer
fucking
shape.
hamstrings. dude.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
Derek wins. In
Front
the,
lat.
front
Derek
lat,
definitely wins in the density of the lats.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
just
yeah,
saying,
yeah,
if he
yeah,
can get
yeah.
a little more
Front
lat,
But
lat, then it
again,
would
but
match
look
up.
at
Nick
that.
is so hard.
But look
Yeah.
at that posterior difference.
his quad sweep.
Look at that. Look
is
at
crazy.
how much thicker when you look at where his glutes tie
That's what I'm
in.
saying. His hamstrings are 4 inches deep.
Yeah.
I need a fucking explanation. I need an explanation.
No.
That
Nick, do you want to
size
send me that picture?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'll show that right now.
I don't know, but
We're not judges, but I'm just saying.
Until we hear it, I
good
guess we'll
banter.
figure it out. But
Yeah.
next we have
Oh, of
Martin.
course.
Martin looked a little soft in the pre-judging. Like his
on
tan was a
Instagram.
little off. He wasn't dark enough, and I think he was just a little like.
Yeah.
I
Come
don't know.
again? Who?
I don't think it was Martin's best.
Oh
look.
yeah.
I,
I think
mean, he
Martin
came a
had
lot sharper at night.
He did.
Yeah.
He
the
really
night show,
He
his
did.
back came
He
in
did.
crisp. His,
Yeah.
I think that
tan
helped
was a little
bit, 'cause
better.
I don't know. I kind of had Bonac in prejudging.
Yeah, me too.
Bonac
So did I.
looked incredible. One of Bonac's best looks, and he
looks.
keeps getting
Best
better
looks.
and age.
I know.
Do you
Push the
guys-
boys.
He's
Do you
as
guys
old as
remember the
Fuad. That's
difference?
crazy.
Yeah, seriously. Do you remember the difference of how Martin looked at the Olympia compared to Romania a month later?
Yeah.
Do you remember how,
pretty crazy.
how drastic of a
Yeah.
difference? I think Marty, if he brought the Romania look at the Pittsburgh yesterday, it would have been a closer battle, but I still think it wouldn't have been enough to put him into first.
Yeah.
He was leaking in
He was
prejudging,
sweating
too.
pretty
Yeah.
good, too.
Yeah.
And he already
Killed.
had a light tan, so
Yep.
then it was like
Yeah,
bunching
his
up.
tan could have been
Yeah.
darker. for
Derek's
sure.
and Nick's tan were
Derek-
phenomenal.
Yeah.
That's. I mean, they kept talking about it in the commentary. I mean, the tan really made
Makes
a
a
difference.
difference.
Apparently,
It
in
does.
the show. And then Crizzo, another highlight of it. Crizzo looked okay. His waist is so fucking wide,
Yep.
and you don't realize that till you see him in person.
Yep.
And he came late to finals.
Yeah, what the fuck?
He showed up with no tan, no oil,
Really?
and late. Like they were
Think
like
he was just pissed.
they were like, Michael, get out here, and they're like, where are you? And then Steve was like, well, that's how you get into last place.
Oh, really?
And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, they're like, Michael Crizzo is running into the hall.
No way.
So I don't know if maybe some traffic shit
Yeah,
happened
could
or
be, could
vehicle
be.
something, and he went right out on stage, and they let him fight for his spot again. They brought the
I mean, at least they did.
second call outs out,
But it's not
again.
enough, yeah.
Was he in sixth?
Vito, where do you
Yeah,
think
something
Vito
like
would
that.
have been if Vito wouldn't have been injured?
His back isn't strong enough, but
Probably like around that
5, 6.
5, 6,
5, 7th.
yeah.
5'6" for sure. He wouldn't have broken top 4.
No.
That one.
no.
So who is it?
They're all too dense.
Vincenzo or whatever.
Yeah,
Or-
Vincenzo Masson.
Was that the guy that looked great? That was in like 5th or 6th.
In
Six.
prejudging?
He's impressive.
The
In
guy with the
prejudging,
blue
he was
suit.
sixth,
Yes, he's
Yeah.
impressive.
If he was a little sharper, he would have pushed all
He's
the
got a
top
very
guys.
tall.
crazy physique.
Yeah, he's crazy.
He's always...
His
Oh,
shape was perfect.
he turned pro at Nationals when we
Really?
went.
That's
For your national show.
Oh,
Holy-
really?
Yeah, that's when he turned pro.
shit.
That's crazy.
I remember seeing him there, yeah.
He's
He was crazy.
But he has always had he's still getting his conditioning, getting in that groove. He's
Well,
always
got
had that as an issue.
great structure.
But overall, fucking sick
Yeah.
open show.
yeah.
Next, classic physique, Yosema or whatever.
Josema, or whatever it is.
Josema.
Wow.
Fuad said the most shredded person he's ever seen in person.
That's nuts,
He
man.
was
Like from
dead.
Fuad.
Yeah,
Skin.
yeah.
So like even on camera, he's like, I don't know if this is transferring on camera. I was sitting there staring into my HD TV, like, oh yeah, it is. Like it looked like a human anatomy
Crazy
chart.
physique.
Like,
Yeah.
every movement was like it looked like someone saran wrapped muscle.
That's
that was
sick.
crazy.
The physiques like that, like Terrence and that Josema guy,
Yeah,
you start to realize a physique like that gets crafted and it's not just thrown together with
No.
compound lifts,
right.
at that level.
Right.
Obviously, everybody, it's
20.
really important to do those things beginning. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But like those physiques are so particular
right,
to make it look like that it's literally crafting things together in the gym.
right.
23
You
years
know,
old.
like that's
23
when you have to
years
be
old.
very. That's fucked.
Fucking crazy.
Fucking
bro.
crazy, and he is peeled and he's huge.
Those legs come up, he's gonna dominate.
Boy, so many
the
young guys
only
are getting
reason-
on gear.
He's gonna dominate.
Yeah, the only reason he didn't beat Ruff was his quad sweep. That's the
Yeah.
only
Only thing.
reason. From the
I
back
was gonna
double,
say
his
it,
quad didn't sweep enough.
You
From
don't
the
think
front,
his
his
Terrence
quad.
structure was a little better?
Not
Just
from-
because of his
waist up,
quad sweep.
Waist up. Not
Every
really.
other shot, Josema like pushed him hard.
I didn't see
Glutes
the.
were
that.
shredded.
I mean, he was so fucking peeled.
Yeah.
If he just had a little more sweep to those quads during
Done.
some of those
Done.
poses, it was
Yeah.
over.
I
That
didn't.
back, his back.
His
tall.
back is dead.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. That watching that really signified for me personally
lats.
how much better Mike or like I don't think anyone's close.
But
to
yeah,
Mike.
it showed. It,
Yeah,
that
I'll
literally
be
seeing
honest.
Terrence today or
It
yesterday. I
is
was like,
the new gap. He caught up to Sebum, and no one else has
don't
caught
even
up yet.
like I watched that and I was like, wow, this is. I mean, don't get me wrong, insanely impressive. But
Yeah.
like seeing that, I'm like, Summerfield's
he
on a
needs to
different
get
level.
Yeah.
so much
Mike-
bigger,
His
bro.
density
tore them
in
apart.
the legs, I mean, he's just so
Because
fucking.
you saw
round.
Mike was training with them all week, and he posted a picture with Josema and with Ruff.
Good luck.
And his quad sweep is like twice the size of theirs, and I'm like,
Yeah.
holy shit!
Yeah.
He took over the Sebum throne of like they are so far out that
Yeah.
like I think
Mike
it's
was
It's
in
those
Mexico.
two.
He was in Mexico for 3 days. I saw him there. Yeah.
That's crazy.
We don't know until the Olympia.
No, but I think
No,
he's
we
gonna,
know.
I mean, because Ruff's back density wasn't nearly as good as Josima's. Josima's wasn't as good as Mike's. His quads might be all right.
I
His
don't
side
know.
chest was okay, but like
Did you guys see
Mike's
the
is
video that
fucking
Ruff
crazy.
posted of him hanging by his ankles before height-ins?
yeah, trying to
crazy.
get a little extra.
Uh-huh.
Do you think he would have not made weight if he went lower?
No, I think he still would have made weight because he said he wasn't maxing out his weight cap. He just wanted like an advantage.
Nice.
Just like, okay, if I can actually measure in at this, then I know, how much more I can and cannot fill up,
Gotcha.
blah, blah. So,
Interesting.
but yeah, man, crazy,
Fucking awesome
crazy show.
E-Banks look great.
Ebanks
Yeah.
looks crazy.
He
Apparent-
called out someone. He called out Ali. Or
Ali
whatever.
Blah.
Apparently, in Fuad said though that Ian said it, I think, which was also cool just to highlight. Fuad and Ian were the commentary.
Dennis James.
and
Dennis
Den-
James. Yeah,
yeah,
was the
Dennis
head
James.
honcho.
So it was fucking dope to listen to because it was like listening to a bro chat episode but live.
Yep. Like you guys did practically.
Right. But anyways, so they were doing the commentating, and they said that they kind of overall felt that all the men's physique top call out were not their best packages.
I agree.
Yeah.
Because even Ebanks, who did one, I thought he looked good, but I
I've
was
seen
not
it
like
better.
He looked crisp.
that
bro.
Ali guy. I mean, came in so fucking peeled
He
that like
is-
there's like
yeah.
now a new
Yeah.
him and Ryan
Yeah.
Terry have set
He
a
would have
new
won that,
standard
no question.
in men's physique. Like your
Yeah.
peak has to be fucking perfect.
Right.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. I will say that they like the top 4 conditioning for the men's physique. Like,
was
oh, dude, I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I don't know. Ebanks looked really fucking good. Like,
There
he
was
looked
some, like,
really
the back-
polished.
The
He
back
did.
shots
Hendrickson
were
came
just,
in
like,
really pretty on the night
I'm
show,
just
but
going
obviously
in-
not his best.
Yeah.
I'm
He
just
wasn't
going
as
off
full.
of what I heard on the commentating too, because they're in person. So I'm trying to like take in what camera looks like versus.
Yeah.
Who took 4th?
Brandon, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Brandon
Yeah.
took 4th, not
There
3rd.
was Ebanks,
Victor.
Diego,
Oh, yeah.
Diego looked crazy.
and then third was what's
Wait,
his name?
was it
Yeah,
Joe-
that's what I'm
Joe-
wondering
was it
because he had a
Chavez?
really crazy physique. He had a great
I
look.
think it was a Brazil dude.
There were
Yeah, he
some
was
people
tan,
there that
right?
were just
Yeah.
there were some
Then it
fucking
was Brandon.
peeled dogs.
Then fifth.
That's
No,
tough
it's
for-
Victor Chavez. It's not Diogo.
oh.
And then it was
Oh.
Ed
yeah.
Palmyro.
Yeah,
Palmyra.
Yep.
He was
then-
third.
crazy,
crazy.
crazy,
Um,
super full.
I was kind of disappointed with Brandon's back shot.
Me too.
Yeah, I
Me
thought-
too.
His
Me
back
too.
used to be dominant.
I know,
I
I
feel like
know.
it's like
He
getting
lost size for
smaller,
sure.
Or
Do you think he lost size, or do you
Yep.
think Ebanks is just
Was it the
really
weight
started
cap, you
to
think?
close the gap?
It could have been the weight cap, but I really think because you start to see a
'Cause
lot
they-
of guys when they're in prep, they start to lose contractibility and just like feeling of hitting certain poses, especially for men's physique, when they actually have to hit a lat spread to open up. He hit a fucking lat spread to open up his back, and his back was definitely not as wide and as thick as it used to be. So I honestly think he threw that into his routine weeks ago because he realized that his back was actually a weak point.
his back used to be so strong. though.
Exactly.
I remember
Which is-
like
exactly.
the old fucking Derek
2019.
or Brandon back, and you're like, holy shit, that thing
Dude,
is bubbly and
yeah.
thick.
If he had to lose tissue or he had to streamline his look to meet the weight cap, if that was an issue for him,
Doing
it
his
definitely
legs, bro.
goes to show that it's not that easy to lose tissue because his legs were still fucking massive on stage.
Right.
You know what
I
I'm
did
saying?
like that he brought in the like 4-inch shorts. Yeah.
Yeah, the first prejudging shorts were shit.
What the fuck
I
was
hate
Those were
that?
just regular dark sport shorts.
Or they
Yeah, they were
Did he
terrible.
lose his shorts or something?
Oh.
No, he had a new pair on for the night show.
Why would he not wear those to the prejudging?
I don't know.
Because they look sloppy.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
They were baggy.
Yeah, that's crazy. Old school.
Crazy.
Like I saw that and I'm like, what
I
the
do
fuck
like
are
the
you doing?
length though. I would rather prefer that for the length because you can see the legs a little bit.
Yeah.
15 inches, baby.
Just make them actual like posing short. But
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't wear baggy shorts to a fucking pro show.
Chula wear code Nick 10.
There you go.
There you go. There you go.
No, but overall, a
Overall,
really impressive
great
show.
show,
I mean,
yeah.
that looked awesome.
It was a great show. I loved it.
I think we got
Now
everything
what do we
we
got, New
wanted.
York?
I mean, Nick was like the
New York
main
is
thing.
next weekend. Yeah.
Well, Nick has to qualify,
We'll see.
so is he jumping into New York?
He may.
He was gonna no
Might
matter
as well
what.
go get the win.
Fuck it. I mean, he
Because
already.
Derek's
defend-
not going to do it.
He's
No.
gonna defend. Yeah, but
He would be crazy.
I bet we'll get some of those like second call out guys.
Yeah.
There and
Well, Vincenzo, he'll probably do it. Yeah.
Who else? Martin? Do you think Martin's gonna do it?
He's already qualified.
Oh, is he?
I don't
If
think
I
he
was
will.
him, I
He's
would
done.
wait on
Yeah.
that.
I think so.
he needs to go put more size on.
Yeah. He
What
just needs to give his body a
What
break,
about
though.
Bonac?
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, Bonac won Detroit.
Bonac has been so goddamn
Good for him.
impressive.
I think Bonac is going to do one more show this year.
If I was Bonac, I'd probably
I'd
hang
keep
it up
riding
and
that way and
bring
make
my-
some money. Make
Yeah.
some money.
I guess, yeah. I'd probably hang it up and bring my best package for my last
Go
show.
get some
of
cash.
Olympia.
But he
Yeah.
probably won't be able to place like top 5 at the Olympia.
Unless he's
so
not
it's just
retiring.
like might as well go collect some bags, you know.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Win some
Damn,
side
I'll
shows.
tell you what. With Ebanks' showing and Ali Bilal is showing this past year.
Ali Bilal takes
and
it by a mile.
Ryan Terry. Do you think Ryan Terry's still going to hold the men's physique title this year?
Second.
Yeah, second.
Really think? Yeah.
Wow.
Bilal.
I have Terry.
Wow.
Oh, you have Terry?
I'm not betting against him. Every year,
Yeah,
the
that's
last 2
true.
years, he's shown up.
Yeah, but
You want
my
us wild-
God,
He
Yeah.
came in even
That-
better this
that
past
Bilal-
year. Like you
That
think he could.
Bilal Arnold look.
Crazy,
Hey,
crazy.
dude. Last year's Olympia for Ryan
Terry's-
Terry was disgusting.
Ryan
I
Terry's
know.
waist is.
I think
like,
everyone
pretty
forgets how
crazy.
fucking sharp Ryan Terry was
I think
when
Ali
he
put
won.
on some serious size.
he's gonna have a full.
Ali's gonna have to put on some serious size.
He's-
Terry's round as shit.
Boys,
big,
when
bro.
I was, people don't
He
realize
trained
like
with Ryan Terry. How was that?
yeah.
Oh yeah.
That. Oh yeah, dude, that's fuck. That was
Yeah,
lit.
Fucking
speaking of the
sick.
demand,
Yeah. What the hell? How was
We-
that? What did he look like in
Well,
person?
we didn't. Oh yeah, we even talked
we
about
saw
that.
him.
Did you
at
see him
the-
pose?
some at the-
No, we didn't
I know,
pose
but,
after
like,
because
I'm
we had
saying-
an hour to fucking train together.
Damn it!
But I will
take your
say,
shirt off,
Ryan,
Ryan.
Ryan's first off, Ryan is a good fucking dude,
Seems
good
like
person.
a cool dude.
Yeah.
Him and I clicked right off the bat.
Yeah.
Like from when we met in the lobby, and I was like, dude, this guy's fucking sick.
Yeah.
And then,
Brother.
and we started training chest. He's a lot. His stature in person is different because he's a shorter guy.
Yeah.
But he's so round for not being on anything because
So
he can't get too
round.
big.
Right.
And he's just so sharp in the off season that it really makes you realize how he transforms even better for the Olympia.
Right.
Like he's so good in the off season and looks so fucking good in the off season that it makes you realize like, dude, can you improve before the Olympia? And he just does it.
Yeah.
Like,
that's-
Because when I was just training with him, I'm like, this fucking guy's nuts, dude. He trains fucking hard.
Is he shredded?
He's pretty fucking
That's
shredded.
crazy.
He looks lean year round.
I would
Taking
have
some pictures.
In all
I
of
would
his
have been
updates, he
ripping
still
at his
has
shirt. I'd
back
be like,
fiber.
take that off. I just want to see it. No homo. I just need to see it.
It was funny, dude. No, that was a good
They
workout.
hit the shot. The fucking.
Me and Samson and Ryan training. That was a good training session.
Yeah.
Fucking, I
That is
puked. We trained back. I trained back with Samson. It was my second workout there. And okay, so did you guys know I was like in different cities every fucking
Yeah,
yeah.
it looks like you were traveling from like what plane to plane.
Dude.
Fuad was doing a pretty good job of
Yeah,
updating
okay.
the public of what was going on.
Yeah.
It was pretty nuts. So like
Stay up to date.
my training sessions weren't the best there, besides maybe one of them, maybe two of them. But like one of our first shop appearances that we had to go to was in Mexico City. This is after the Fit Weekend Expo, meet and greet every day, and shit like that. Like we were so busy, we were gonna try to go to a go-kart place on the second day there and go on a sunrise hot air balloon to see the pyramids, and we didn't have time. Like it was that fucking busy.
There
So-
was a weight restriction.
We our
gonna
first meet or like store meet and greet was in Mexico City, and then we had to catch a flight right after it. Dog, we took this car an hour across Mexico City in through the fucking slums, through the hood. The van that we were in had zero suspension. Every bump we'd hit would be this axle bottoming out, and no AC in this van. And this old geezer driving it was going 35 miles an hour the entire fucking time. We were so pissed when we got there. Our backs hurt. We were drenched in sweat, and then we had to go take fucking photos with everybody for fucking 2 hours. And they were really great though. That was a good event. And then after we trained back at that place, and I'm telling you, dude, like we're in this. It's the gym was 2 levels, and it was in kind of like it looked like an old industrial building, small industrial building.
Nice.
But you could look out the windows, and they had like plastic in some of the windows to let a lot of the heat out, and so it's not super windy in there.
Sure.
But you like look out these windows, and you'd be like realizing you're training in the fucking hood.
Oh yeah.
Like I look out and I would see just a new perspective of how people live.
Sure.
It was nuts. Like I saw some dude, and it makes you realize in those areas like why you don't drink tap water. Because I was seeing people fucking like
Just pass out.
there's shit.
Oh, there
my
was shit
God,
on the
it's
floor.
crazy.
No, not in the building, but like
Oh,
in alleys. You know, and it wasn't. I mean, dude, people did that in Milwaukee. I've seen fucking homeless people shit in parking garages.
Someone should attack them.
But anyway, overall, but it wasn't that big of an issue. It just made you realize like
The fuck is that?
it made me realize like, damn, could I like let's say my life was this. Like this is the normal for people.
Right.
Like
Yeah, just
some
sit on
of
the
these
ground.
people are like, dude, I'm telling you,
You
what,
just drink from your bottled water and just
Yeah.
start ripping rows.
Do you know the stereotype,
Sucks.
bro? These people work so fucking hard. You know the stereotype, like the lazy Mexican, the furthest from the fucking truth.
Oh, dude, they're
These people
grinders.
work their fucking asses off.
Jace.
They're so fucking respectful,
Yeah.
and they're just overall good ass people. We're training in this gym, humid as fuck.
Yeah.
Me, Samson, boys, you guys don't realize. Have you watched any Samson's training videos?
I've seen a couple in the past. Like,
So
couple
like,
weeks.
I've trained with Samson, but not in like this climate and this humidity.
Yeah.
We're in this gym that I'm talking to you about, And I was like blue at the end of the workout because I was so dehydrated from how much I was sweating.
Yeah.
We had zero fucking time. Fuad stopped training with us so that we could go through the workout quicker. It was nonstop, back to back to back to back. I fucking puked so much after that workout.
My God.
And I was blue. Like, told me the videographer, he's like, all right, Nick, close the video out. And I'm like, get the fuck out of my face. I feel like shit right now.
Yeah.
And but it was a crazy one. I fell asleep right off that when I sat down. But yeah, dude, that flight, that after that gym, we had to make it all the way back to the hotel in Mexico City to take a car ride to the airport to fly to Veracruz. We completely missed that flight because of the traffic, our slow ass driver, whatever. And that's when we got the fucking private jet. That's when we got the private jet.
That's
so
sick.
Felix is
Dope
like,
recovery.
he calls him up, calls Fuad up because it was just such a long day. We were feeling like crap, and we're like, dude, we just don't want to go to Veracruz now. We just want to stay another night here in the hotel so we can be rested for tomorrow. Felix is like, yeah, man, what if I got you guys my private jet? And we're like, say fucking less.
Oh my
so
God.
cool.
That is
That's sick.
And yeah, then we went to Veracruz. Veracruz was right on the coast. It was very humid. Amazing sunrise there. Those people were awesome. We did that meet and greet at 11 p.m. Because we got in so late. And
So
Fuad,
people were just there at 11 p.m.
Want to know how late that day went? We were supposed to be at that meet and greet in Veracruz at 5 p.m.
Oh my God, they waited.
They waited from 5 p.m. to 11 p.m. when we got there.
We are here for
Yes. I'm telling you, bro. And they're quiet. When Samson showed up, they didn't start fucking cheering. They literally just stood there and they're like, they just parted ways like the Red Seas to have us walk
bunch
through
of Lances.
and go right upstairs to
You
the
hear
room that we
you
were in.
hear the drums.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
Some guy. we were at that meet and greet after we did the Q&A, and we're downstairs and we're signing shit. And it is a really nice gym, massive glass floor to ceiling windows. Yeah. Fuad hears somebody start their bike up outside. He's like, he fucking taps me on the shoulder. He's like, what the fuck is that? Looks around. He's like, oh, look at that bike. And I'm like, he's like a dog when it hears like somebody say like bird or
He
squirrel
loves
or
that
some
shit.
shit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no. Then he taps me again. He's like, you should go ask him if I can ride it. And I'm like, you want me to go ask him if you can ride his bike? I don't even speak Spanish. He's like, just go try to make gestures. So he's watching from inside this glass, and I'm like, I go outside, and the guy's about to get on the bike, puts his helmet on, and I'm like, hey yo, can Fuad ride this? And he's like, he takes his helmet off. He's like, si, senor. I'm like, Fuad, get out here. Fuad comes out, hops on the bike, just fucking takes off. It was so awesome. And then Fuad, he just ripped around the parking lot. He was doing fucking, I could just hear the Fuad was fucking around.
Oh my God.
And then I'm looking at this guy. I'm outside, and he's like crying. He's like, it's the best, best day of my life.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was so cool that Fuad hopped on his bike and just took off.
Like, that's my boss.
Fuad came back grinning ear to ear.
That's
This base day.
Boy, that'll be
I will say, man, Mexico
$100
had the best in Sonora in Hermosillo. Had the best steak I've had in my entire life.
really
That's crazy.
In my entire fucking life. It was a massive. It was probably this thick, medium rare. I don't know how.
Did you guys
they did
go
it
to
so
like
well.
a fancy restaurant?
Yeah,
Nice.
after another event, because that event went late. We couldn't even train. So the guy was like, hey, man, I know you guys got to leave tomorrow. Let me take you guys out. And he invited like his entire family.
Oh my God.
It's like 30 of us at this table at a fucking like 4.5-star restaurant.
That's crazy.
Crazy.
What a wild week you had.
Yeah.
Like, that's wild.
We didn't go to Juarez.
Yeah.
No Juarez.
No worries.
That was supposed to be the last stop.
Jason.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Probably-
probably would have died.
Probably didn't want
What's
to go.
worse?
So did he just cancel the meet and greet? Or
Yeah, we just felt unsafe.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying, did
Yeah.
he just cancel
Yeah.
it? So like people had tickets and they're
Yeah.
like, oh, why does he not want to come here?
Yeah. What's that? Juarez is like the cartel capital
They
of
have
Mexico.
signs.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
And,
shit. Yeah, I
and
wouldn't
the
wanna go
Mexico's president was flying in for it.
there.
So it was like public
Oh.
that Samson was coming
Oh.
and the president was coming.
Oh,
So
okay.
security was like out the ass, but at the same time,
Yeah.
like these are cartels, you know. Like we just were like, yo, this is probably not a good area to go. And we're every like local that we'd say like, yeah, our last stop is Juarez. They'd be like, be careful.
That's
Yeah.
sketchy shit.
But
so
I will
funny.
say though, the entire trip, we all felt extremely safe from the
kingpin.
start to finish. I had fucking, dude, these girls in
Yeah,
these
not
cop
that
girls
big
on
a
the
deal.
back of a cop truck. They're chicks, dude. Most of the cops in there are chicks.
Okay.
And they're loaded up. My security from the airport
Nice.
to the event, bro.
Fucking babes, dude.
Bro, not gonna lie,
Hot
they
Mexican
were
women just coming up. What's up?
They're holding these ARs. They're rockets.
Yeah.
And I'm like, shit. It was crazy.
All got fucking aviators on and low brim hats. That's
Dude, they had their plate carriers and everything.
yo
Evening, officer.
rocking.
Shout out to the Mexican people, man. They treat us really well.
That's fucking awesome.
That's sick.
Yeah, not over here. It was a pretty shit week
I had
here.
a good week.
Yeah, it didn't sound like it.
Yeah.
Like you had a good week.
But
Well,
you
you had
were-
a good week.
Do we have any
You had
questions?
a good week.
I had a
Devo
good
didn't.
week. Devo had a very
Yeah, you had a
Did we
hernia.
have anything else? Hold on. Did you guys have anything else that happened this week that we wanted to highlight? I feel like. I
Oh,
had
wait,
something.
no.
I feel like there was something on my mind.
It's like we had a bunch of stuff. Just got really. deep
I
in
can
this
talk some
conversation.
shit, but I
This was
don't
a
want to.
busy fucking week, dude.
It's gonna be a busier week. It's about. We're getting into it.
It's Mother's
Summer.
Day.
Summer's
Happy Mother's
coming.
Dude, our spring's
Oh,
been
yeah.
too long.
Damn it! That's what we're gonna do.
Happy
we're gonna do
Mother's
the
Day,
Mother's Day
Mom.
thing. You didn't remind me, Lance.
Oh,
I told
shit.
you that was.
Well, I didn't
your
even know
thing.
about this.
I
What
called
was
my
this?
mom this morning.
Yeah, but you came up with the idea, and we didn't
Yeah.
do it.
What? We're going to call our moms on the
We were gonna
podcast?
do.
Yeah.
We were gonna set it up where every mom got 5 minutes to tell a story, and then it was his
that's a good
idea,
idea.
and then I was like, "All right, you frontline
My mom's
that."
shopping for
All right, I
flowers
guarantee I
right
could
now.
call my mom right now and she'd tell crazy, just any story. right
Okay,
off the
call
bat.
her.
Oh, fuck.
We'll end it with that. We'll end with two. I bet my mom would call. answer
Hi,
too.
mom.
Yeah. My mom would probably
All right,
call.
here we
My
go.
mom would definitely
Should
answer.
she be on speaker? Should she be on speaker?
Yeah,
Yeah.
just put it up to that.
You just hear a screaming gunshot in the background.
Jesus.
Tell her what we're doing.
Hey, Mom, we're on the podcast. I want to say Happy Mother's Day to you.
Well, happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's
Happy
Day.
Mother's Day.
Justice, Mom.
Did you hear everybody?
Ask her to
Wow.
ask her to tell one favorite
You're
story.
on the podcast right now.
Yeah, we're on the podcast. You are live on the podcast. And what I want to do is, it was Lance's idea, is I was like, yo, I bet I could call my mom right now, and she could just tell a story about me.
Yeah.
About me.
anything.
Favorite story about you. 5 minutes.
One of your favorite stories about me, because we all forgot about it, but I was like, I guarantee Mama Jay's going to pick up right now. So the mic is yours. It can be an embarrassing story. It can be a scary story. It can be whatever.
Oh my gosh! One time I just didn't have a really great mother moment. I was
Oh, shit.
Oh no.
raising the 4 kids. You were all really young, and your dad brought home a dog. And I didn't know, we're going to add to this chaos of our home of having this golden retriever. And this dog we named Ida Bolt Justice. And Ida was a runner. But Nicholas got very, very attached to Ida right away. And I didn't have a very great mother moment when one spring day, chaos is all around us, and Ida has taken off someplace. And I'm like, I've had it. I am going to, we got to give this dog away. My husband wasn't home, and Nicholas took it to heart so hard. He went up to his bedroom, and he grabbed his little blue blankie, and he grabbed a pillow and a suitcase, and he was so upset with me that I was going to get rid of the dog, and he was going to run away. And so he went out into the woods with his blankie and his pillow, and clearly I was able to encourage him to come back. But and I realized that we would not get rid of Ida, and that I was going to be able to survive the day, and it was going to be okay. That,
I was so pissed at her.
You do that, I'm leaving.
At first I was like, I remember hiding in one of our barns, and then I'm like, this isn't good enough. So then I went back inside, I grabbed the suitcase and packed. I'm like, I'm going to the middle of frickin' woods. I'm like, that's where I'm going.
Oh my god.
So he was little, but there's another time I'm sure his dad would tell this story when Nicholas decided to make our green, rusted out Suburban sound a little better, to sound like more of a race car. I don't know what he was thinking, but
You
he
degenerate.
decided
I wanted to do some exhaust work on this shit.
Yeah, he drilled holes into the exhaust system, and oh gosh, that your father was not real happy with you taking the liberty of doing that.
So a little bit of a backstory.
No
to that.
power tools.
My mom never saw how big the holes were. She just knew that I drilled holes in the muffler.
Yeah.
So I went under. I was like, yeah, my dad's not gonna know. And this is when I started to really like loud vehicles. So I took like a massive, you know those drill bits where it can cut like a 2-inch hole
Yeah,
in wood.
yeah.
You know, if you want to stick a dowel in wood.
Yeah.
There was one for metal.
Yeah.
Okay. So it was a metal drill bit. They would make massive holes,
Oh my god.
and not like just like a 1-inch drill bit.
Right.
and I would just put like 6 of these suckers in there.
Oh my god.
So the exhaust, the muffler was leaking everything.
Yeah.
And you start this truck up, and after I knew I was in deep shit after I started it up because I'm like, this bitch is loud, and I'm like, I'm in deep shit.
Oh my
So
god.
then I just like played it off, and then I don't know.
Must
I
be
don't
rusted out.
Oh, we were supposed to take that.
Yeah.
we were
fucking
we were
rusty
supposed to
shit.
take that truck on a trip. No, Mom, wasn't it the gray truck?
No, it's a green one.
No, because we had to take it to get it checked out because we were going to go out west. And then the guy called Dad and was like, hey, do you know you have
maybe it was,
holes in your muffler? It was like our nicer truck.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So because I wanted the nicer truck to sound good.
Oh my god.
So then my dad's like, yeah, we're going to, in 2 weeks, we're going out west. We want to make sure this truck is in good running condition to make the trip to the mountains. Calls my dad. Dude, you have holes in your muffler. There's like nothing left. And my dad yells in the kitchen. He's like, Nicholas!
Oh my
Yeah,
god,
you're
bro.
right. It was that one. It was the trip that we were taking out west.
That's
oh my gosh.
awesome.
Well,
One more thing is that I just like 2 falls ago, Nicholas allowed me to go out. He came up for the weekend, and it was in the fall to go duck hunting. And it is one of the most tender and precious moments that I remember of being able to go out with him to this lake named Patche. And we took the dog, and we had to really go through some brush to go out and do some duck hunting. And that is stuck in my memory as such a really awesome time with my son out there, seeing him with his dog, like how he had trained his duck dog decoy. And I loved that, Nicholas. I'm so glad I got to do that. I wish I would have done it sooner in life to really understand what it meant to, like, how special
You
it
hear
was
that,
to go
Fuad?
out to that lake.
Don't skip your duck hunting trip.
yeah, don't skip your duck hunting trip. No, Mom, that was a great hunt. I really appreciate that. That was a really good time. I remember that. That was a good time.
It was.
But anyway, I really appreciate that, Mom. You said some
Oh,
sad stories, some embarrassing stories, and one that made
Yeah.
you want to cry, probably.
Yeah, I love it.
Nicholas is
but
crying.
I feel so honored to be on this podcast, and I can't wait till I can be down there in person.
Yeah,
Heck
absolutely.
yeah.
To be on the podcast, huh?
Heck yeah.
Yes, on person. Yep. I could bring a whole new light to things. I
Oh,
think. Yeah, let's have some fun.
Happy
Lord.
Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day, Mom.
Oh, my
Love
God.
you.
Thanks for
Bye.
joining. Love you. Bye.
Yeah, you have to be high.
You have to be.
You have to smoke.
God, so you've
Hey.
been like that your whole fucking life.
Like what?
You are the most authentic motherfucker.
Why
I've
the
ever
fuck would I lie about who I've been my entire
No,
life?
that's so funny.
Slides
But
un-
like you're
slides
just
under there,
drilling.
just zerk,
Like
zerk.
you tell stories, and I just sit here and I'm like, what in the right fucking mind?
Yeah.
And
would
then
do
we
that,
find
yeah.
out that as a kid, you're just taking your dad's nice truck, found a power tool, and was
I
like,
would never, bro.
maybe I'll drill some holes in that fucking thing. The ball's on you, dude.
I'd
The
never do
ball's
that shit,
on
bro.
Oh my
you.
God.
Lance,
Ask a kid.
that truck
Does
was
any-
before I even had my fucking license yet.
That's
but I
so
had
funny.
I had a farmer's license, so I could drive on back roads because we lived on the farm. And I was like, now that I have my farmer's license, it was probably within the week that I had that license. Okay,
That's cool.
and I had the balls to do that.
Do you think your mom would answer?
No, I think they're.
My mom said,
they're
"Don't
getting
call me.
dinner right
She's
now.
shopping for flowers." So
I'll call my mom then.
I'll
We'll see if
go
we can get
fly
one
with
more.
her.
Oh, that's gonna be funny.
That's cool. I didn't know you.
I
You
wish you-
actually duck trained your dog. I didn't know that you did. it
Yeah, I
specifically.
trained my dog for duck hunting.
That's crazy, dude. You took on a good chunk of responsibility at a young age.
I was 15.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Let's see if my mom even answers.
Freak out if I try to train a dog at 15.
Your dog's attacking people.
Yeah, stop it.
You're in public.
Hello?
Latches onto their leg.
Oh, hey, you're live on the podcast.
Just goes,
Happy
whack.
Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you.
We called Nick's mom, and we wanted to call you, say Happy Mother's Day, and give you 5 minutes to tell any story.
Oh my God! Thanks for the warning.
No warning.
Spill it.
There's got it.
And to give you a warning, Nick's mom came up with some very heartfelt stories.
Yeah.
But you can tell anything. I don't care, even if it's funny.
Oh, I was gonna tell a really embarrassing one. But
Do it.
Yes,
Oh, it's
yes,
another-
yes.
Do it.
No. Heartfelt. Oh my God, Zach, you really put me on the spot.
You don't have to do heartfelt. You can literally do anything. Oh, can you confirm the ghost house?
Go to the embarrassing.
Oh, yeah.
Of course I can.
That's fucked.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean the ghost house was pretty intense. We had More than once, we've had someone call our names and thought that it was a man in the house, and there was no one there. When I was working remote
Got
in the
shivers.
house, I heard my name as clear as day, and I thought maybe Zach was home from school, but he wasn't there. I thought maybe your dad was home. He wasn't. And I heard my name yelled, but I was not the only one that heard that at different times. There was one time little kids' handprints were on
What the
mirror.
fuck?
They were on our mirror, our random mirror in the house. We had no children in the home.
Nope, we were playing games. It was like girls' night. We were all playing games, and someone said, "Do you see that on the mirror?" And it looked like as if a little toddler was standing with their hands on the mirror. You could see the handprint.
Did the handprints like go away after, or did they just like still? Holy bitch!
Yeah,
I came home from either football or something. I remember they're like, "Look at the mirror." And
I would take a baseball
perfect
bat and
little
start
girl
swinging.
or, like little kid.
I would start swinging.
Voices in the vents.
Whoa.
Yep. Oh yeah. Every once in a while, I would sleep in the girls' room when one of them was at a sleepover, and I would sleep in the other twin bed, and you could hear through the vents people talking and whispering, and I would always think like Zach was downstairs still watching TV and he needed to go to bed, and I'd go down there and no one would be down there. And
Oh
I'd go
my
back up
God,
and I'd hear it
dude.
again. You'd hear the voices like all night talking. There was different times in the basement, like a random curtain would open by the laundry room. I mean, sometimes you could literally feel someone standing behind you. I think,
That would make me uneasy.
yeah, there was just
Your
so
neck
many-
hair would just start standing, and it would be like someone's standing like way too close to
Yeah.
me.
Yep.
Mrs.
There was,
yeah.
I mean, it was never ending in that house. And at the time, it didn't feel threatening, but it just was scary.
Very alarming.
I believe it though. I believe in the
Hell no.
I've seen paranormal shit, so I believe it. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That house needs some Jesus right there.
It does need Jesus.
Indeed.
Get him out of there.
Anything else you want to add?
No, other than, you're the person who made me a mom, and I'm going to start crying.
Oh.
And thank God, because you were just a wonderful baby, a wonderful kid, and you made being a mom easy.
Sometimes unplanned things do go well.
That's so funny.
All right. Well, happy Mother's Day again. Thank you, and we'll talk to you later. Love you.
All right,
Bye.
thank you. Bye. Love you.
Bye.
Wonderful.
Well, I'm
There
glad
you
I
go.
didn't take
That's
that
hilarious.
plan P.
So, didn't get that one aboard, and he turned out all right.
Good thing your dad couldn't
But
afford
that's
to
the
play.
confirmation of the ghost house.
Yeah,
There
I
you go.
couldn't imagine.
That is pretty wild.
I think one instance
How
of
the
that is
fuck
enough.
did you guys handle that?
4 years.
Holy shit.
You're psychotic.
Was that annoying?
It would. Some of my
I'd
friends,
annoying. I'd be
some of my
fucking-
friends wouldn't want to come over, and
shut
I would be
up.
like, "Damn," because I had a huge projector in the basement where I played Xbox. It was awesome setup. But when you turn those lights off, things got a little
Yeah.
hairy.
If
That's crazy.
if I'm
You would
on
hear,
a
like-
sleepover and I have to pee, I'm not going upstairs.
You would hear
I'll probably
like
pee in my bed.
you would literally hear like the fucking like door just go, and
fuck
you'd be like
that.
playing Halo, and you'd be like,
Bro, no.
I'd be
Miss
fucking
me.
fists clenched in the corner of that
Yeah.
basement.
Miss
at all
me with
times.
that.
After 4
Yeah.
years, though, you got used to it. One of my buddies, Dylan,
get
I
used to
remember
that.
he came over for the first time, and we were like, we were gonna game all night, and then when you just take that break from gaming to like watch a movie or something. So
Yeah.
we start watching a movie, and we're chilling there, and the lights were off, and then all of a sudden the lights go on full bright, and then they just start going like, like flickering
Yeah.
like super hard, and then they go off again. And he's like, "That's a light switch, bro."
What?
He's like light switches go
Don't-
up and down,
yeah,
and they
do
don't
that.
go like that.
Yeah, seriously,
And I was
seriously.
like, yeah, that's the ghost.
That's
And
little,
he was
that's
like,
little
that's
Johnny
the-
over
he's
there.
like, that's the fucking ghost. And I was like, yeah, bro, sorry.
He wants to watch the movie with us.
I'd have
He's
been
crazy, dude.
He'll go away.
You saw me lean over and text my mom, come pick me up.
Yeah.
You just see
Yeah.
a joint just floating, going
Yeah.
upstairs.
Have you ever done that where
You're
you're at a
like,
friend's
"Damn it."
house and
I used to just pray. I'd be like, dude, I hope nothing stupid crazy happens.
Have you ever? Yeah.
Because sometimes like doors would go flying
All
open.
the
and then
cabinet
my
doors
friends
just
would be,
fly open.
Yeah, dude, like the basement doors would just rip open, and you're just like,
Oh.
my friends would be like, I'm out. So then I'd have friends over. I'd be like, please don't have like too
would you-
much happen.
yeah.
It's nice, I promise.
Go
it
down to
won't
the
hurt you.
basement.
Text the ghost, chill, bro, tonight. Like,
God damn it, you're
I got
costing
a
me
girl
everything.
coming over. Chill.
yeah.
Have you ever had that though, where it's like you're the friend going over to somebody's house and you have to secretly text your parent because you think like, yo, some shit is like bad is gonna happen. Like I shouldn't be doing this.
I don't think I've ever gone over to a friend's house that I didn't feel like confident in.
No,
All my
yeah.
friends didn't
No,
give a
no,
shit.
no. I'm saying
Didn't
like
you care?
like there was one time where
I was probably the house that people texted to leave early. Yeah, because I would get in fights with my sister.
I've been in the position where I'm the friend going to your house. I'm like, hey, Mom, can you come pick me up? Yeah.
Well, anyways,
God.
Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there, especially the ones that put up with bodybuilders and can't eat all the time with their kids.
Yeah,
the most sacred thing of feeding your children way too much food every time they stop home.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So thank you to the mothers out there. Around the table, Zach.
Yeah, happy Mother's Day. Thank you for Flavor Gang for sending us that cream of rice. That shit was fire. Yep. Yeah, use code D2 with them. And then, dude, we have 80-degree weather this week.
Fuck yeah, let's go. It's time.
Let's go.
Time to golf.
Nick?
Shout out to the Mexican people. I love them.
El Mexican.
Very nice and genuine people.
Oh, yeah. One of them, an honorary member. Lance.
Happy Mother's Day and enjoy the nice weather that's coming. We made it.
Yeah, enjoy the nice weather. Like, follow, subscribe. Code D2. Get you some fruity loops. Hire Luke and start a podcast with your friends. We'll catch you next week.
Bingo.
Peace.